This is Brother Jamal coming here live to you on my YouTube channel on this Monday evening. Just had a few things I wanted to discuss with you, and just put that out. This is being we've been doing a series. This is like part 8, I think, on Black History because this they give it a short month, 28 days to celebrate Black History. We decided we would go ahead and put something up as regular as we could, often as we could, and also, after this month is over with, our intention is to continue to highlight Black history because 28 days is not enough time. Our history goes 365 days. We have to know that. We have to remember that. We have to be aware of that. 365 days is for Black history, not 28 days. Also, let me say to anyone out there who want to leave us a comment, some feedback, anything in the comment section, please feel free to do. Um, This segment, as I said, we're doing on Black history. And I mentioned to you today, earlier, I did a live video on Facebook. You might can catch that somewhere on Facebook. I did. I think it was a part 7 on Black history and added some other things in there too. Um, One of the things that people are still having a hard time with. Oh, let me go back and do this real quick because I want to give a little background on myself and why I can speak and talk upon this subject and why I do videos and speak and talk upon the various subjects I do. I've been around in the movement for over 25, over 30 years and still active. Not that I've retired. No, I'm still active in the movement. So I want to get that out of the way. And the other thing is, too, is that my involvement has been, I have my resume, my involvement has been we had a non-commercial, low-powered education 10-watt radio station here in Des Moines, Iowa, which I had the pleasure of to be part of. We had it for 20 years. I was a talk show host. I was a DJ, and I also was a member of the board of directors. I helped establish that education radio station we had, and we were the heart of the city. We were the beat of the city for 20 years. We were. When your license come up for review, other people challenge us. So some other people challenged it. They gave it to some of the Negroes who got it now. And they gave it to them because they knew they weren't going to do nothing. Their problem with us that they couldn't control us. See, didn't have anything to do with the FCC rules and regulations. It had to do with they could not control us and dictate us what to do, the kind of programming we would have, what kind of program they couldn't dictate none of that. So we just went on down the road on it. We had it for 20 years. When they did catch up with us and figure out where we were going, that's when they came after us and used politics to take the license. That's what they used. They used politics, not FCC violations, rule and regulation. No, it was politics. This was all politics. So my involvement with Urban Community Broadcasting, KUCB radio station, that was the name of it. I also was an organizer here in Des Moines, Iowa, for the National Black United Front. I worked with brothers and sisters in Chicago, Kansas City, and St. Louis. That was the Midwest region for the Black United Front. I was organized here in Des Moines, Iowa, and had the pleasure of working with a sister by the name of Jamila Rogers in St. Louis, Bill Grace, and all the people in Kansas City. Dr. Conrad Worrell, who was in Chicago, he was a Midwestern coordinator for the Midwestern chapters. And also I was a organizer in for everything here in Des Moines, Iowa. I also worked with the Bob Brown, who was a member of the All African People's Revolutionary Party at that time. I organized here for that. I also was an organizer for the National Alliance Against Political Repression, the group that was in supportive and spearheaded Angela Davis, the Free Angela Davis campaign to get her free when she was incarcerated. I was involved with that. I also was involved with, we had established a Free Angela Davis committee. I was involved in that committee. Uh, I also was involved with the All African People's Revolutionary Party. my beloved brother, Stokely Carmichael. Got a chance to work with him over the years. Got a chance to work with Chokwe Lumumba, who was out of Detroit. I got a chance to work with him. At least I can't forget my beloved brother in Chicago, Brother Charles Knox, who was a Panther member back in the day. Him and his sister Hadisha may both of their souls rest in peace. They did some extensive work with the Black Panther Party right here in Des Moines, Iowa. I wasn't a member of the party, but some of the organizations and some of the things I worked closely with them on behind the scenes. I worked with them on so many things behind the scenes. So that's kind of my resume for my work. And so I can speak. Plus, I've been involved in the movement, I said, about 25 by 30 years. So I ain't just now come out here. I've been around and I've been involved for a while and still involved. That's the point I want to make. I'm still involved. My job now is to get the word out and expose these people for what they're really doing and what they are. That's my job now. And so I take this serious on what I do. I take it serious in my work I do. Allah knows. You know, I put all of my trust in Allah. No one and nobody else but Allah. He's my provider. He's my protector in Allah. No one and nobody else. So that's why I don't fear, because Allah is the one that brings the wrath. He brings wrath on individuals when he chooses, when he wants to. You don't have to get approval from nobody. He brings the wrath. So I wanted to say that. The other thing is too, let me say too, that the Super Bowl halftime show that we saw with our brother K-Dot, it was a Black history lesson from A to Z. That's what it was. Somebody had to do it, and it was needed, and it was time for a Black history lesson in this country. The right person was chose to give the lesson. Only other three people I said could have did the lesson would have been Nas, DMX, and our brother Tupac. Those three was only other three people could have did it to the extent that K-Dot did it. No, the rest of them would have been a joke. And the rest of them people's names they mentioned, it would have been a shame and a disgrace to have them performing on the Super Bowl. But see, what they wanted was, they wanted to have Black women up there half naked, shaking, twerking, and doing everything, having some crazy gangster music playing, talking about killing, talking about B's, talking about H's. That's what they wanted. But see, what they got was a Black history lesson from K-Dot. He gave it to them from the beginning to the end. He gave them a Black history lesson. And for all you stool pigeons out there, Negroes and jigaboos and coons and whatever, who can't understand this, the message wasn't for everybody. We knew everybody wasn't going to get it. We knew that. We knew everybody wasn't going to get the message. When Medgar, I mentioned earlier today, when Medgar Evers was working as a field operator in Mississippi, everybody didn't get the message on what he was doing. Everybody didn't get the message at what Dr. King was doing. Everybody wasn't in support of him. Everybody wasn't in support of Brother Malcolm. And there was some snitches that turned on Marcus, the Honorable Marcus Moses Garvey, some snitches that turned on him, that went against him in the end. Some snitches, Black snitches, some rats. See? So let us be clear about that. That's what that was. So we knew everybody was not going to get the message that K-Dot delivered. It wasn't for everybody. See? It wasn't for everybody. Some of these Black folks out here, they ain't gonna get it regardless whoever's right in their face. And let me also say too, I speak on this because most of the people that's probably on here on YouTube and the bloggers and whatever, I'm much older than you are. And I've been around. I've been involved in the movement. See, and my resume speaks for itself. My brother, who I mentioned earlier, Brother Charles Knox, who was a Panther, member of the Black Panther Party back in the day here in Des Moines, Iowa, him and Sister Hadisha Mayron. May their souls rest in peace. I used to travel to Chicago. My brother had a Black law school, 4747 Dexter Drive in Chicago, where he graduated from DePaul University as a lawyer. He taught Black law in Chicago. We work with a sister by the name of Yvonne King. We work with a sister by the name of Sheila Jones that was in Chicago. We work with all these people back in the day. Doing the radio station, we had a chance to interview a senator in Omaha, Nebraska by the name of Senator John DeKalb. He had a book out called The Franklin Credit Union Cover-Up. Get it if you can. Probably you can Google it on Amazon. It's Amazon. You need to have that book. It has some tremendous insight and information on it. But let me tell you, let me say this too. Anybody who comes along and try to perform at the level that KDOT is at now, you got to first have some knowledge of yourself. You got to be reading, and you got to be studying, and you got to know your history. You got to know Black history in order to put that into spoken words, in order to put that in lyrics, in order to put it in and write it down. You got to be able to spit that, but it's got to be done in such a way, see, that the people, you relate to the people and let them know what you're talking about. If you ain't did that, then all you're going to do is make some trash. That's all you're going to do, make some trash. And it ain't going to be saying nothing. It ain't going to mean nothing. It ain't going to have no kind of benefit to it at all. Only to you, make some money. That's all it'll be. Let me also say, too, to those celebrities out there, entertainers, NBA players, stay in your lane. You're not a leader and you're not a spokesperson for the Black community. You need to stay in your lane of sports, what you're good at. Stay in your lane of entertainment, what you're good at. But you are not no spokesperson for the Black community. You're not a spokesperson for the Black people. See, it doesn't make any difference. You may be good in your field, what you do as an entertainer, as a celebrity. We give you props for that. NBA stars, but stay in your lane. Don't go out of your lane, because this lane of speaking, spokesperson for Black men, you're not that. You're not that. See, KDOT, because of his knowledge of self, because of his insight, because of his reading and his studying, see, and going back to the ancestors, all that, that's why he can do and perform like he did the Super Bowl, because he has all that inside him. If you ain't got that, then how the hell you gonna do it? You can't perform like that if you ain't got it. You can't fake it. You can't guess at it. You can't pretend. You got to know it. Either you have it or you don't have it. That's it. See, that's it. And let me say this in closing out. The reason that we get so taken advantage of in our community, first of all, I said this a many times on a many occasions, we are not organized and we don't have any unity. Anytime you like those two things, the community, the people are left wide open for any and everybody to come along and just zap you up and take advantage of you. Once again, not being organized and no unity. Those are our pitfalls right now. Not being organized and no unity. Not being organized and no unity. As I close out this video, let us remember, we communicate to educate and organize. We communicate to educate and organize. We communicate to educate and organize. Truth is the wealth of freedom. Truth is the wealth of freedom. Once again, truth, and truth alone is the wealth of freedom.